Good evening, good afternoon and good morning. This is Johnny V coming at you once again with another video, probably long overdue. I haven't done much in the past couple of months, but this one's the new one, and it's based on a storyline that I've been developing in some of my model building time. This is a 25th scale model kit storyline, and a friend of mine challenged me to a build. He said, "John, you're never going to build a truck." And I said, "Well, I'm gonna. One day, I'm gonna." And he goes, "Well, let's see what you can do." So I went out and bought myself a model kit. It's the Australian Kenworth truck. I will get that for you and you can have a quick look. Right, this is the model kit that I used. It's a 1/25th scale Revell Kenworth T900 called Australia. This was the basis of the kit that I was working with. Started it back in, I think about 2012, somewhere around that time frame. And it just languished and languished. And as I said, my mate said, "You're never gonna finish it. You're never gonna build it." So I got stuck to it. And this is the way we went. So we started with this, did many modifications. Unfortunately, I didn't have a great videoing of the builds at any time, but I do have some photos that I hope to upload at the end of this short video. Well, depends on how long this video goes for, of course. But that's what I'll be doing for you. So that's the truck I started with. It's all the details are there. It's just a good old Aussie truck. Alright, we'll get on with it. And this is what it turned out to be. There's a lot of work on this truck, a lot of modifications. There's young Mr. Gunna leaning up against his front guard there with his two mates, and that's Bullet and Shotgun. So they're sitting there keeping an eye on old man's truck. So as you can see, it's a Kenworth bobtail day cab. Didn't do it with the sleeper. That was negated from the kit. I didn't want that on there. The chassis has been shortened. Loads and loads of accessory stuff from Oslo Models here in Australia. Provides all the trucking accessories. The guys that are in the trucking game for model building know him quite well, Nigel and Renee. So g'day to you guys if you're watching, and thank you again for your provision of parts for this truck. Alright, we'll do a bit of a walk around and I'll show you a bit more closer up. Okay, we're starting with Mr. Young Gunner there. He's an Italeri kit figure for truckers, so I just modified him the way I wanted him. I'm no figure painter, but that's the guy there. He's got leather gloves in his hands, which were actually real leather. His two mutts underneath him. The truck itself, we should pan around, and we custom made bull bar by Oslo, provided it was a resin and plastic parts, but I changed the plastic components, which were the cross rods here. I turned those into aluminium to give it that metallic look, obviously. The bugs deflector and stone shield on the front of the truck are all Oslo parts. Move around. Pinstriping is very fine work. The colour is actually gun metal grey. You can see a bit of a theme happening here, guys. Obviously diesel fuel only. It is right hand drive, being an Aussie truck. Kenworth exhaust shroud. All the air lines and brake lines and everything for the back. The guards are also aluminium, and the wheel hub caps are actually drawing pins coated in bare metal foil to give that sort of moon cap center I did on them. Going over the top there, we do have a working fifth wheel, and if you pull that little pin out there, that actually does come off like the real truck, so it adjusts it all. And we have the tread plate on the back there, toolbox. I did make these little guys myself. They actually do operate, and the exhaust stacks themselves are actually aluminium tube as well. You have CB aerials on it. The air cleaners is also Oslo resin adaptation pieces. You restructure all the way that's built and you build those into it. Go around to the front window a bit more, look at the mesh stone guard. Right, that's where we're at this side. And the passenger side of the truck. Looking through the window there, you can see a high-vis vest jacket sitting on the seat. If I can get it to shine in there, you'll see a manifest book and a pair of glasses sitting on the passenger seat as well. There is CB aerial aerials and CB and everything inside the cabin. Should be hanging up on the ceiling there. Watch your step treads on the battery box side. And on the mud flaps we have dog catcher printed on the number plates there. That's a little nod to Nigel, who loves building Mack trucks, and this being a Caterpillar engined Kenworth, therein is the joke. Clear lens, 3D version lenses, so they really do stand out like truck lights. We have a rolling trailer dog there to lead her up, and if we can go, that will go inside there. There we are. There's the dash, all tricked out with the gauges and everything. Also, the bull bar can pull forward, so we can actually open up the engine bay. Whoops, try that again. And then we have a nicely detailed cat engine in there, all correct colouring, hoses and everything leading where they should go, and Gunna transport mud flaps on the front. Close that up, pop that back to where it belongs, and that's essentially the prime mover in its own right. Now, can't be a transport company without a trailer, so I will show you now the trailer. Right, the trailer kit's an Italeri container. Obviously there it's written 40-foot shipping container. I didn't do it in P&O, and the trailer itself is actually been converted to a triaxle, which is what we have here in Australia for most of the time on our trucks. So that's what it looks like there. That's all. This one is in 1/24th scale, so there was a slight variation in the way it looks over the 25th scale truck, but it does work. So I will show you what I built. And there it is, guys. Young Gunner standing there proudly watching over his truck, and his mates down there too, just keeping an eye on the old man. What are you doing, Dad? So there we have it. The shipping container, it's an old shipping container. I just stressed it down. You can see cut marks in the side there to show the wear and tear of the trailer itself and where it's been touched over by the servicing crews. And the roof, we've got patch panels welded in. To complete it. It's got the knocks and dings all on the side there where it's been shipped around the world a bit. And the trailer itself is nicely hitched up to the fifth wheel, and it's all done in weathered reds, and then the triaxle, as I said before, with an extended guard on it. Taking the container off the truck, you can actually see the all the brake work and everything done in there, the pegs for the thing to sit on. Can make it into two individual 20-foot containers. I do have those, but they're not built at the moment, so they won't be on this truck for some time yet. But that's basically the truck with all the fitting bits, and sitting there as a bare trailer behind our prime mover. And just a quick shot of the rear end, tail light assembly, and once again Gunna transport on the mud flaps there. Alright, and that's also just the back view of the shipping container itself, with weathering and the placards and everything that are necessary to be there, weights and all those sorts of things, manifest numbers. And I'll turn it around so you can see the opposite side. This also has been knocked around to show wear and tear on an old shipping container, which is a lot of them around. And here in Tassie we see them a lot on the roads, not the damaged ones a lot, but they're either covered in graffiti or whatever. But Tassie's a trucking state, so that's them. Now going back to young Gunna's truck, well, he had to start somewhere, and his old man is also in the trucking business when he was a young bloke back in the 40s and 50s, and he also had a truck, and young Gunna here decided that he wanted to renovate it for his old man and bring that into purpose again. So I'll show you what that one is. Alright, this is the truck that I started with, MHA kit, and it's 1/24 scale Bedford OLD-BD, long wheelbase. So she's a nice old truck. I didn't do it like this one, you'll see shortly how it's turned out, but it's very reminiscent of some of the old trucks that are on properties around here in Tassie. And we have quite a trucking industry here, and a lot of the companies tend to try and find their old man's old trucks and have them renovated up. And we do have quite a large truck muster here in April most years. Maybe one day I'll get some video footage of that to show you all. So here it is. This is the old Bedford as I wanted it to look, and as you can see, the initials of the old man Gunna, Gunna Cartage as it was called back in the day. And some guys might actually start to see a theme happening here as well, and I hope you enjoy the comedy of it all. Alright, so there we have it, the old Bedford. Neat old girl, done in an old grey, because they never had the metallics like that we have nowadays. Black guards, black deck, hand coloured wooden tray on the back, tie down rods, and very basic truck for its time, but that's the way they were. And the engine, it's just there, neat little four banger. And the spare wheel and basic tail lights underneath. and then down on the deck. Alright, that's the two trucks sitting side by side now, or front to front. But the story doesn't end there. Young Gunner there decided that he needed a daily driver, apart from his rig. So he contacted Johnny V's garage, Customs Garage, to build him a really neat looking ute. And in doing so, we came up with this. And there we have it, the mighty HQ 1-tonner. In 1/25th scale, the resin cab front I got from a guy that was making them in Western Australia. He doesn't do them anymore, unfortunately, because I would have dearly loved to get some more, but not going to happen. But the chassis from the back and the tray is cobbled together from other model kits that I've got, and it literally just fudged it together to resemble a 1-tonner chassis, and it's pretty accurate as far as I can tell. We put leaf springs underneath. We've got the fuel filler in the side pan there. I'll just turn it around a bit more, show you underneath. It's relatively detailed under there. We've got the motor bay. It is a curbside, so that's all moulded into the bottom. All the suspension linkage and everything set up under there. Brake lines, exhaust system, fuel tanker there, and the spare wheel. That's all custom built into that. Tip it on the side and turn it around. We've got clear lens done with gel coat paints to give it that the real reflective tail light look. Turn around it again, and then we come around to that great HQ smile, and then we go inside, and we've got bucket seats, gear stick in there and all that sort of stuff. The windows I cut out of plastic and made them halfway down, so they got the ventilation in the side of the car. The wooden deck is real wood, and it's pressed in to look like the true panels on the old man's truck. Spin it around, try and get inside the cabin there, and we get a bit of an interior look there, the dashboard. Cup holders, all that sort of stuff inside the old girl. And again, this is painted in gunmetal grey to keep the theme of the business going. The other side of the coin is that old Mr. Gunner, he wanted a car too. Young Mr. Gunner over there decided, well, alright Dad, we'll sort that out for you. And you guys have already seen this girl. I did her a little while ago as a small video, but I'll bring it back in to have a look at. And there we go. Time appropriate for old Mr. Gunner. He used to get around in an FC Holden. And now the family is pretty much complete. Gunmetal grey wasn't around back then, so that's why she's not painted that colour. But as the family goes, this is it. Gunner Transport, as it looks now. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this little jaunt of mine. Some bit of fun. Certainly made my mates realise that you're definitely gonna build a truck. So I gunna, and I did. And the name stuck. Alright guys, I'll try and find the photos of the build of the that guy, and I'll upload that with it. But otherwise, this is Johnny V saying thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please remember to like, share and subscribe. And thank you to all my viewers and subscribers of the past that are with me, and those that may consider coming along in the future. Hope you guys are having a great week and a weekend coming up for most of us, and all things are well with you all. Again, this is Johnny V saying bye now.